Alright, former Japanese adult star Ray Lil Black has sparked social media buzz in Malaysia.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. So since the beginning of Ramadan, people has been commenting about me sinning before, and then people were like, your sin will never be forgiven. It's not fair that you've sinned a lot and then you are forgiven just like this. Or you are not fasting, you are just creating content.
Many people know her as a Japanese film actress who has a brilliant career in the entertainment industry. However, the world was shocked when news broke that she had converted to Islam. This news first emerged through her social media posts showing her in a mosque, wearing a hijab, and writing a sentence that implied gratitude and serenity. Ray's journey to Islam was not something that happened overnight. In an interview, she revealed that the turning point in her life came when she was experiencing an existential crisis. Despite her success and fame, she often felt empty and lost. Her meeting with a Muslim friend changed everything. From small talk to in-depth discussions about Islam, Ray began to be drawn to teachings that emphasize serenity, compassion, and a deeper meaning to life. She began reading the Quran, studying the stories of the prophets, and finding beauty in Islamic prayer and worship. When visiting a mosque in Dubai, she felt something she had never felt before: a deep peace. After months of contemplation and searching for answers, she finally made a big decision: to say the 2 sentences of the Shahada and embrace Islam. However, the path she chose was not easy. Ray had to face various reactions, ranging from support to sharp criticism. The entertainment world that had shaped her identity now felt so far from her new life. Nevertheless, she remained steadfast in her beliefs and chose to live her life in a more meaningful way. Now, Ray Lil Black is known not only as a former artist, but as an inspiring figure who found the light of guidance in an unexpected place. Her story is proof that guidance can come to anyone, at any time, and in an extraordinary way. When the glitter no longer shines, Ray Lil Black is a household name in Japanese entertainment. With her pretty face, perfect body, and alluring charm, she has climbed the ladder of success in a tough and competitive industry. Her career is stellar. Her schedule is packed with photo shoots, interviews, and exclusive invitations to major events around the world. From Tokyo to Los Angeles, she enjoys luxuries that most people can't imagine. But behind the smiles and the spotlight, there's something empty inside her. Every time she stands in front of thousands of fans chanting her name, a small voice inside her asks, "Is this true happiness?" Long nights that should be filled with restless sleep are instead moments where her mind is filled with anxiety. She often stares at the ceiling of her luxurious hotel room, feeling empty even though she's surrounded by luxury. While attending exclusive parties, laughing with people who are also famous, she still feels like something is missing. It's as if there's a hole in her heart that can't be filled with material or density. The life she lives feels like a stage. In public, she is a confident and happy person. But behind the scenes, she is a woman who is looking for something that she herself does not know for sure. Until one day, a small incident changes her perspective. One night after attending an awards ceremony in Tokyo, Rie returns to her luxurious apartment. In such a large room filled with expensive items, she feels lonely. She tries to distract herself by opening social media, but all she sees are fake lives, people pretending to be happy, just like her. In her boredom, she opens YouTube and starts watching various videos endlessly. Until finally, she finds a documentary about people who left their luxurious lifestyles to find inner peace. One of the stories in the video is about a rich man from Europe who converted to Islam after feeling empty with his life. Rhea listens to the story attentively. She sees how the man changed from someone who was always surrounded by parties and luxury to someone who found happiness in comfort. The man's words echoed in her head. "I used to think that money and rankings were everything. But it turns out that the more I pursued the world, the emptier I felt. I only found peace when I stopped pursuing things that didn't bring meaning to life. Rhea wanted. Those words seemed to describe her own feelings. She began to wonder, could it be that she had been looking for happiness in the wrong place all this time? A few days later, while hanging out with her manager, Rhea made a decision that surprised many people. She wanted to take a break from the entertainment world. Her manager was shocked and tried to convince her that this was a risky move, especially when her name was at the peak of popularity. However, Rhea remained firm. I need time to figure out what I really want in life, she said in a serious tone. That decision led to an unexpected journey. She booked a plane ticket to Dubai, a city that combines luxury and spirituality in one place. She didn't know exactly what she would find there, but she felt her heart pushing her to go. Unbeknownst to her, this small step would be the beginning of the biggest change in her life. Encounter with Islam. Dubai welcomed Rhea Lil Black with the sparkling lights of its skyscrapers. This city, known for its luxury, seemed like the perfect place for someone looking for freedom from the hustle and bustle of the entertainment world. However, for Rhea, this trip was not just a vacation or an escape from the hustle and bustle. She was looking for something, although she herself was not sure what she was looking for. Her days were spent exploring the city. She visited beaches, fancy restaurants, and extravagant shopping malls. However, amidst the luxury, there was one thing that always caught her attention: people who wore simple clothes, but looked so calm and peaceful. Rhea noticed Muslim women wearing hijabs or abayas. There was something about the way they carried themselves, a calmness that radiated from their faces, as if they had the peace she had been searching for. She also saw men who orderly left their activities when the call to prayer sounded, walking towards the mosque to perform prayers. Her curiosity grew. She began to find out more about Islam. One afternoon, while enjoying a cup of coffee at a cafe near the Burj Khalifa, Rhea met a Muslim woman named Amina. Unlike most women she knew in the entertainment industry, Amina had a strong aura of serenity. She wore a simple hijab and spoke softly, but every word she said was filled with meaning. Their conversation started out light about Dubai, its attractions, and its culture. But before she knew it, Rhea began asking questions that had been on her mind for a long time. Amina, she said, I noticed that many Muslim women seem so serene. What's your secret? Amina smiled. It's no secret, Rhea. We just believe that life has a purpose beyond pursuing worldly pleasures. We believe that true happiness comes not from material possessions or horrors, but from our relationship with God. Those words reminded Rhea. She had spent years chasing success, thinking that the more she succeeded, the happier she would be. But the opposite was true. She always felt like something was missing. Do you ever feel empty, Amina? She asked. Of course. I used to look for happiness in the wrong places too. Until I found Islam. Islam taught me to see life from a different perspective. We are not here to have fun, but to seek the truth and live a meaningful life. Rhea felt her heart touched. The conversation kept playing in her mind even after she returned to the hotel. That night, she couldn't sleep. She took out her phone and started looking for more information about Islam. She read articles, watched videos about converts, and even started reading the translation of the Quran. The more she read, the more she felt something warming her heart. The teachings of Islam felt different from what she had imagined. She discovered that Islam is not just a religion, but also a way of life full of meaning. The following days, Rhea started visiting several mosques in Dubai. She didn't dare to go in, but she sat outside, watching the people coming out with such peaceful faces. She also listened to the adhan, the call to prayer that was so melodious, and for some reason, its sound gave her a peace that she had never felt before. One day, she saw a group of Muslims praying in a park. Their movements were so orderly, and their faces were filled with sincerity. Rhea didn't know why, but tears fell from her eyes. She felt her heart starting to find something she had been looking for. The light that begins to shine. That night, Rhea Lil Black sat on her hotel balcony, gazing out at the glittering cityscape of Dubai. Though the city lights shone brightly, her heart was focused on another light, a light that was slowly beginning to shine upon her soul. She reopened the translated Quran she had downloaded from the internet. She read verse by verse, understanding its meaning with an open heart. Every word felt as if it was addressed directly to her, answering the questions that had been filling her mind. Indeed, only by remembering Allah can hearts find peace. QS. R. read. 28. Ree wanted to. She remembering how often she had felt restless and empty. Maybe this was the answer she had been looking for. The next day, she contacted Amina and asked to meet at a quiet cafe. As they sat facing each other, Ree held her coffee cup in both hands, trying to calm herself before speaking. Amina, she said softly, I want to know more about Islam. Not just read about it, but really understand it. I feel like there's something in Islam that's been missing from my life. Amina smiled warmly. I'm glad to hear that, Ree. Islam isn't just a religion, it's a way of life. What do you want to know? I want to know what it's like to be a Muslim. What makes you so sure that this is the right path? Amina took a deep breath, then said, being a Muslim means surrendering yourself completely to Allah. We believe that this life is temporary, and that we pursue happiness not only in this world, but also in the afterlife. When I embraced Islam, I felt a burden lifted from my body. I felt calmer, more peaceful, and most importantly, I knew my purpose in life. The words pierced Ree's heart. She had been living without a clear purpose. She had chased fame, money, and recognition, but none of it had ever truly satisfied her. She looked at Amina with hopeful eyes. What if I want to try? What should I do? Amina smiled. Islam is simple, Ree. If your heart is open, the first step is to say the 2 sentences of the Shahada. It is a statement that you believe there is only one God, Allah, and that Muhammad is his messenger. Ree wanted to. The words were so simple, yet they felt so meaningful. Do I have to understand everything first before I say it? She asked doubtfully. Amina shook her head. Faith grows over time. No one understands everything right away. What matters is your intention and belief. Islam is a journey. You can learn slowly, but the important thing is to take the first step. Rhea lowered her head, thinking about Amina's words. That day, she did not make a decision right away. However, her heart became more convinced that Islam was the right path. She began to spend more time studying, asking Amina questions, and even visiting the mosque to listen to sermons. Until finally, one quiet morning, as the Dubai sun was just rising on the eastern horizon, Rhea made the biggest decision of her life. She called Amina and said, "I'm ready." Amina immediately arranged a meeting at the mosque. She arrived with her heart pounding. Several Muslim women greeted her with warm smiles. As she stood inside the mosque, she felt a sense of calm that she had never felt before. With the guidance of an imam, Rhea recited the Shahada. "I believe that there is no God but Allah, and I believe that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah." Tears flowed from her eyes. For the first time in her life, she felt her heart was truly full. There was no more disappointment, no more confusion. She had found her home, and her new journey as a Muslim had begun.